This is why the Book of Enoch got removed from the Bible. Hey there, welcome to our channel. Do you ever find yourself interested in the old writings that didn't make it into the Bible? Today is going to be fun for you. This is why the Book of Enoch got removed from the Bible is a really interesting puzzle. Hold on, because we're about to find out the scandals and secrets that caused this old text to be left out. Let's begin. The Bible has been changed and added to many times over the centuries to become what it is today. Some works, like the Book of Enoch, were left out, while others were added. Religious beliefs and practices have been changed by these choices for many years. There were a lot of different parts to the canonization process, which was the process of choosing which books would be included in the Bible. It had to do with religious issues as well as social, cultural, and political factors. Changes in the beliefs and teachings of early religious groups affected which texts were included and which ones were left out. The Book of Enoch is one of these texts that did not make it into the final Bible. Even though it wasn't included, it has still been a very interesting topic of discussion among experts, theologians, and religious fans. This old book, which is thought to have been written by Enoch, Noah's great-grandfather, is full of rich, detailed stories about visions, predictions, and trips through the heavens. The things inside give us a unique look into how people thought about religion and the universe at the time. Knowing why the Book of Enoch was left out of the Bible can help us understand how religious beliefs are formed and how these decisions fit into the bigger picture of history. Also, it helps us understand how different people thought and believed in the early Jewish and Christian religions. In today's video, we will explore the history, content, and significance of the Book of Enoch. We will examine the reasons why it was ultimately removed from the biblical canon and consider its lasting impact on religious thought. Stay tuned to uncover the mysteries behind this ancient text and learn why it was ultimately excluded from the Bible. Before we get into why the Book of Enoch was removed, let's talk about what the Book of Enoch is. The Book of Enoch is an ancient Jewish text attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. This text is a collection of apocalyptic literature detailing visions and prophecies, and it was highly regarded in the early Jewish and Christian traditions. It's composed of several books, including the Book of Watchers, the Book of Parables, and the Astronomical Book, each offering unique insights into the beliefs and cosmology of ancient Judaism. This text provides a vivid portrayal of the divine, the cosmos, and the end times, which was profoundly influential in its time. The Book of Enoch played a significant role in early Jewish and Christian thought. It was considered a sacred text by various Jewish sects and early Christians. Enoch's writings influenced other biblical texts and provided insights into the beliefs and cosmology of ancient Judaism. For example, the themes and imagery found in the Book of Enoch can be seen reflected in the New Testament, especially in the books of Jude and Revelation. Its descriptions of heavenly realms, angels, and the judgment of the wicked had a profound impact on early theological perspectives. Then what exactly is in the Book of Enoch? It's split up into several parts, and each one has its ideas and stories. For example, the Book of Watchers talks about how the Watchers, a group of angels who turned against God and came down to earth, caused chaos and evil. The Book of Parables tells stories about the coming of the Messiah and the end of the world, while the Astronomical Book goes into great depth about the stars and how they move. These ideas were interesting and divisive, and they led to a lot of apocalyptic and cosmic thinking. Let us now talk about why the Book of Enoch was taken out of the Bible. One of the main reasons was that it had sensitive material. The Book of Enoch tells in great depth about fallen angels and how they interacted with people, which is very different from what most Jews and Christians believe. People thought these stories were based on guesses and sometimes went against what they knew about angels and the divine order. The vivid accounts of God's punishment and the intricate explanations of the universe also caused religious issues that were hard to square with the holy books. The theological views presented in the Book of Enoch conflicted with the established doctrines of Judaism and later Christianity. Its portrayal of angels and demons, as well as its eschatological prophecies, were seen as problematic and diverged from canonical texts. For instance, the detailed accounts of the fall of the Watchers and their offspring, the Nephilim, introduced concepts that were not aligned with the more streamlined and doctrinally consistent narratives found in the canonical texts. These differences in theological views made it difficult for the early church to accept the Book of Enoch as part of the biblical canon. Early church fathers, such as Tertullian and Origen, mentioned the Book of Enoch in their writings, indicating its influence. However, they also noted its controversial nature. Tertullian, for example, acknowledged the value of Enoch's prophecies, but ultimately accepted its exclusion from the canon. Origen, while recognizing its historical and theological significance, also highlighted the difficulties it posed in harmonizing with established doctrines. Over time, the Church sought to establish a consistent and orthodox canon, leading to the exclusion of texts like the Book of Enoch. The process of forming the biblical canon was complex and involved several councils. The Council of Laodicea in the 4th century AD, for example, excluded the Book of Enoch from the Old Testament canon. This decision was part of a broader effort to unify Christian doctrine and scripture. The council aimed to eliminate texts that were deemed apocryphal or heretical, ensuring that only those writings that aligned with orthodox beliefs and teachings were included. This effort to create a unified and doctrinally sound canon ultimately led to the exclusion of the Book of Enoch and other similar texts. The Book of Enoch is still interesting today, even though it was taken out of the canon. Scholars and philosophers still study it because it tells us a lot about how early Jews and Christians thought and believed. Some Christian groups, like the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, still consider it sacred, which shows how important it is today. The text's vivid descriptions of the end of the world and in-depth explanations of the universe continue to fascinate readers and offer a glimpse into the religious and spiritual life of ancient times. Modern scholars also like the Book of Enoch because it helps them understand Judaism in the Second Temple and early Christian ideas. In conclusion, the Book of Enoch was removed from the Bible due to its controversial content and conflicting theological views. The vivid descriptions of the fall of the Watchers, the existence of Nephilim, and detailed prophecies about the end times were seen as divergent from the mainstream doctrines that were being established in early Judaism and Christianity. These elements made the Book of Enoch a contentious text that did not align with the theological framework that religious leaders were striving to solidify. The early church leaders were tasked with the monumental job of creating a unified canon that would serve as the foundation for Christian doctrine and belief. This involved making tough decisions about which texts to include and which to exclude. The Book of Enoch, despite its historical and theological significance, was ultimately left out of the canonical Bible. However, its influence can still be seen in other religious writings, and it continues to be studied for its rich contributions to apocalyptic literature and early Jewish thought. The legacy of the Book of Enoch endures, providing a fascinating glimpse into the spiritual and religious landscape of antiquity. It serves as a reminder of the diversity of early religious beliefs and the complex process of forming the biblical canon. For those interested in the history of religious texts and the evolution of theological ideas, the Book of Enoch remains a valuable and intriguing piece of literature. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us bring more content like this to you. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications on our latest content. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of the past. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more fascinating insights with you in future videos.